Greetings, kindred spirits. First of all, thank you so much for all your lovely birthday messages. I really did appreciate that. And secondly, for those of you that have ordered readings, I just want to thank you for your patience as well. It's been quite a busy month this month for me. And wow, yeah, I think it's going to be a busy month in general, with all the eclipses and the conjunction. So let's get started. The lunar eclipse actually that took place on the 30th of November, the energies from that are still at play, as we enter into this new moon solar eclipse. And so there's still a lot of stuff coming up from the lunar eclipse, and that was actually a very triggering energy. Now, this new moon solar eclipse will take place in the sign of Ophiuchus on the 14th of December at 16:16 in the GMT time zone, at 11:16 in the EDT time zone, and on the 15th of December at 3:16 in the AEDT time zone. The new moon solar eclipse itself will begin at 13:33 and will complete at 18:53 in the GMT time zone. So that means it will be lasting over 5 hours. And I'm actually feeling the numerological 5 energy pretty strong this side of the year. I did discuss that a little bit in my last podcast about us entering into a 5 universal year in 2021. So the 5 is the number of change and also of disorganisation on many occasions. But I'm also feeling the magical qualities of this number. And I'm strongly feeling the magician's energy too. Well, actually maybe more in a wizardly sense, prophetically. Although when the wizard is around, you just know that the trickster will be around too, since everything has a parallel, so to speak. So our moon and sun will be at 15 degrees in Ophiuchus, and 15 is the number of fate and destiny, where power is given on one hand and can be taken back on the other. So this new moon in Ophiuchus, together with the frequency of the number 15, will definitely reveal to us the mysteries of the underworld and how karma really works. This new moon solar eclipse will be bringing up issues around corruption or a misuse of trust, bringing them into the light, either on a personal level or publicly. This is an energy of injustice and ascension, also an awakening or a further enlightenment of our gifts or creative abilities. Under this new moon solar eclipse, we will be reaping what we have sown, whether that be personally or collectively. The South Node will be in an almost exact conjunction to Mercury at 12 degrees in Ophiuchus, and they are very close to our Sun and Moon too, so really creating a conjunction with our Sun and Moon too. So there is a great significance here when it comes to the medical industry. Firstly, because Ophiuchus is considered the doctor of the zodiac, and secondly, because the number 12 is associated with the nursing and administration sectors. So I feel that the medical industry will be quite a theme leading up to the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction. There will either be a great progression or a great fall when it comes to this industry. I feel that this eclipse will be showing just how important it is for the medical industry to recognise that wellness must be considered in a holistic sense, not just in the physical, which is normally the status quo. in, most places around the world. So Mercury's symbol is actually the caduceus, and the sign of Ophiuchus is also the holder of the caduceus. And the caduceus they use as the medical symbol. So again, I see that holistic health will be quite a theme over the coming months, because like I've said before, Ophiuchus repels anything superficial, anything artificial. Ophiuchus really prefers organic. And, it doesn't mean to say that the Ophiuchus doesn't embrace new technology, or, Ophiuchus really in ancient history, there's a lot of genetic engineering associated with that sign. So, I just feel that, it's going to be quite a theme throughout the rest of this month going into next year. Eclipses do last for several months at a time, and these particular ones are so powerful because there's so much going on around them that I just feel, the energy of them is going to be very, very strong for some months to come. So Saturn will move into his own sign of Capricorn the day before the new moon solar eclipse, well actually as I'm speaking. So this is where things start to get a little bit more serious as he prepares himself for his meeting with Jupiter at 0 degrees Capricorn on the 21st of December. So as he enters into his own sign of Capricorn, his energy will be slightly unstable as he's in square to Uranus, which, this will create a sudden shift in energy. And this energy is definitely not an energy that is usually associated with Saturn, since he is normally the cool, calm and collected one out of the zodiac. Actually, in some aspect of our lives or our environment, there could be an element of a lost cause, or an abandonment of a cause, or abandonment issues may surface, or a sudden change in the tide, either collectively, politically, or scientifically. Maybe even in all three subjects or aspects. So there could also be a further clamping down on the freedom of the people, and where human rights issues and mental health become more prominent than ever before. Well, at least what we've witnessed in our own lifetimes. Our relationship with money or our intimate connections may also come under the spotlight, as Saturn will also be in sextile with Venus. If this was Venus's only connection this new moon, then I would say that any changes that do occur would be more towards our benefit, either financially or intimately, especially since she is also in conjunction to the goddess Juno, who is all about tradition and commitment. But because Venus and the goddess Juno will be in an opposition to the black moon Lilith, it's highly likely that the experiences may not be so pleasant. I think it will depend on what our expectations are, or what it is that we desire, either personally or collectively. So I'd say watch out for relationship, triangles, secretive liaisons, and that's not just with relationships, or financial difficulties starting to emerge, in a more kind of public way. So whether all these issues arise are based on our fears or on our high expectations of what we feel we deserve. Some of us do need to raise the stakes, so to speak, give ourselves more credit, and let go of our inhibitions, while others may need to lower their stakes and calm their ego, especially if they have fallen into the trap of snobbery and self-service. We must stay grounded, focused and realistic. This is not a time to rush into anything, although the urge to do so will be strong. The nervous energy throughout the rest of this month will be quite high, as one revelation after another emerges, both personally and collectively. It's so important that we work on grounding techniques and, express ourselves creatively and productively. Some may even find hidden gifts throughout this time. It would also be a good idea for us to keep a journal of our thoughts and feelings throughout this new moon solar eclipse, or even events that occur in our lives or environments, so that we can look back at them at a later date, and even for historical reasons, do you know what I mean? Like a much later date, when we look back and see exactly, you always look back in hindsight with a much clearer vision, as things reveal themselves. So, if you're getting premonitions or you're getting feelings, whether they be negative or positive, write them down. Because this time is a very psychological time. It's all about mental health, really. Where it's been going on for so many years, it's actually reaching a head now. So the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction will occur on the 21st of December, which is also the day of the solstice. The actual conjunction will take place at 15:55 in the GMT time zone. So it's likely to occur on the 22nd in the AEDT time zone. But Jupiter will leave his own sign of Sagittarius and enter into Capricorn at 0 degrees, where Saturn will be waiting for him. Well, actually, Saturn's there today. And 0 degrees, wow, that is deep. That is very deep. So in a way, the conjunction is also like an eclipse, because at 0 degrees, it's going down deep, deep into the darkness. So the energy that's being emitted at this time will likely be very controlling and restrictive. Things may look pretty bleak at this time, especially since it's occurring on top of the eclipses, so much will come to light as the darkness expels the truth and the reality of our situations, economically or socially. The Jupiter-Saturn conjunction is in itself a powerful power play, and together with the eclipses in Taurus and Ophiuchus that have also taken place this December, shows that this is a very significant time when it comes to the future of our planet, ourselves and our children. This is definitely a time where we will need to keep it real as we come face to face with the truth of our systems, as well as self-truth. So kindred, keep the faith, peace and much love.